Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy SoSo, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. This week, the Panthers beat the Rangers in 6 games and head back to the Stanley Cup Finals for the second year in a row, and we catch up with some honorable mentions from the weekend in sports. It's time to take a ride, y'all. Let's go! Damn, doggy.
I hope this is working.
Shit done changed.
I mean, we changed some things around a little bit, you know, same office, different corner, but we got a new setup audio-wise, and I'm hoping
nice setup.
I'm hoping it's getting the job done how we want it to.
Exactly, man. I hope that you guys at home are enjoying this, or wherever you guys are watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit that like button, drop a comment, let us know what you think. And most importantly, man, turn on the notifications, because we got a lot of heat coming for you guys, man. A lot of good videos, a lot of good interviews. Yeah, man.
Speaking of which, well, you just dropped a ton of interviews for the BKFC event coming up,
man.
June 21st, BKFC 62, which is wild.
Crazy.
And we just had the most recent one, I think, was the Yomi one on Sunday.
Yep.
Go check that out. Great interview, great dude. Co-main event for that fight.
Light heavyweight championship belt is on the line.
But you've been dropping heat, man, leading up to that too. A bunch of other interviews.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like, we had Keith Richardson, Rockstar MMA. Shout out to him and those boys out there. He's the bantamweight champ. He's also co-headlining that event at BKFC 62. We spoke with Merck. Shout out to Merck, man. We saw him at the BKFC Miami Nights. He put on a hell of a show, got a great knockout, and he's also a contender in that light heavyweight division, bro. We got a couple more dropping, you know what I mean? We got Justin. Shout out to Justin.
Oh, yeah.
We got a couple more dropping.
The
We're
homie.
linking up with Albert, who's also fighting that night. Cutman G's fighting that night. We're going to link up too. We got the champion right now, Kai Stewart, on deck as well. Yeah, the BKFC stuff is popping off, man. So we hope you guys are enjoying those interviews. Continue to share those, man, because those guys really put in the work. And I'm just trying to be a good outlet for them to get some more notifications.
And if you're in that world, you know about, BKFC and the fighters coming up and all that, drop a comment below who you want to see us interview.
Yeah, man, we got a lot of connections out there. So if you want to see somebody from BKFC here, let me know. We'll have them on, no doubt. Speaking of BKFC, right, and how that turns into like hockey and the Panthers, that's a real tough sport, right?
Because you fight in hockey.
You're fighting in hockey.
Bare knuckles.
You're fighting bare knuckle.
I see the connection.
I do this sometimes.
That was an interesting way to get there, but you got there.
You know what I mean? I do this sometimes. But like, you got to have a certain amount of toughness. And what we've seen from the Panthers this playoff run has been a real level of toughness. Last year, I felt like we were a finesse team, right? A high-scoring, powered offense, trying to put up 4 goals, 6 goals. This year, it's much more a physicality to the culture that these guys are playing with. And I think it's what helped them, right, get this victory against the Rangers in 6 games and head back to the Stanley Cup Finals, bro, because you have to put in that hard work in order to do that, man, back-to-back years.
I mean, last year, the main thing that got us was the injury bug, if we're being honest. We got there, and it was also the curse of the trophy, which...
Yeah.
Thankfully, nobody touched the trophy this year, so hopefully we're not cursed this year. But yeah, we just got hurt last year, man. We had pretty much all the same pieces. Granted, we've added a couple different pieces this year, and we've had guys kind of gel a little bit more, like Matthew Tkachuk and his role with the team. But bro, we're healthy right now. We're clicking, and we're winning games that like people aren't thinking that we're gonna win. You know, necessarily. Maybe like road games, like certain road games that, no shot the Rangers are going to lose at
Game
home,
5,
right? Like no shot. And we go in and we win it, and then we come home and we close it out for the fans, bro. It's been a grind, but we're still healthy, and I'm excited to face the Oilers.
Yeah, bro. Hell yeah. And you mentioned something about Game 5, right? When we had won Game 4, and that was the last time we recorded, right? Because we had predicted that they were going to win correctly that night.
Right.
And, we were wondering, all right, like, what's going to be the mood for Game 5? And Game 5 was a tough fucking game.
Yeah.
Both teams really came out scoreless in the first period, and it was like, all right, who's gonna budge first, right? And then
it was another OT
No,
game, right?
I'm sorry, it wasn't scoreless in the first period. The Rangers actually went out and scored first, real quick, real early, 2 minutes into the period. Chris Crater, he's been killing it for New York.
That's right.
Bro, he's the all-time leading scorer in playoffs. He has 48 playoff goals for the Rangers.
Damn.
You know who's the second closest? Bro, I can give you a million guesses. You won't get it, dog.
Go for it.
His name is Rod Gilbert, 34. And this guy played in the 60s. He played from like 1960
No
to
shot.
71.
I barely know hockey players from today.
You know?
I'm gonna know a guy from the 60s, bro.
But imagine that, bro. You know, this dude out there is a legit playoff, not a pretender. This dude is showing up and going above beyond, right? To score that many goals. And bro, he put the Rangers up, and it was like, all right, who's gonna step up and do something for the Panthers? And we saw Gus Forsling, man, come up yet again, huge for the Panthers. He put up a hell of a shot, and he tied the game with his fourth goal of the playoffs. Sam Bennett, Ekblad got the assist.
I was like, and the thing is with that,
It
I
happened
mean,
5 minutes later. It was so quick.
yeah, but the thing we got to point out there for our casual, listener that doesn't really follow hockey like that, but has been following, the Dallas Panthers run, Gus Forsling is a defenseman.
Yeah.
He's not a guy that you're going to see traditionally scoring those game tying or go ahead goals.
Yeah.
So like to see, him be at the right place at the right time and be the one to get that game time goal, it's like that's well deserved because he does so much for us defensively that you're happy for a guy to score a goal like that.
That's a hell of a fucking point by you there, bro, because we've seen it time and time again from our defensive players, right? Ekblad, Montour, even
That's
Aaron
the
Rodriguez.
heart and soul of this team, dog, is our defense.
But those guys are providing on offense as well, right? Like, come to think about it, Aaron Rodriguez has 5 assists this playoff run as a defenseman. 5 assists. What does that mean? That means that he's not only defending the puck, but the times that he does get that puck on his stick and can push the puck forward, he's helping guys out. He's finding the right passes. He's getting the play started in the right way, which kind of helps the Panthers free up the other guys who are in front that can do the job a lot easier, bro.
Right.
The game really changed after that, though, right? Because then we saw it get real physical. Even after he scored, the guys were pushing up on each other. It took them like 30 seconds to separate them after they scored the goal. And it was on, man. But they battled. They battled that whole second period. We didn't see any goals, right? We saw a lot of defensive stops. We saw a lot of great saves from Igor and Big Bob.
Bro, that guy Shesterkin, bro.
Dog.
If I was to
Tip
go,
of the cap to that guy.
if I was to look up, the definition of a brick wall, I'm telling you, it's probably a picture of Igor, bro.
It's Derrick Henry, and then it's Igor.
I wasn't privy, bro. Like I'm a casual hockey fan. I'm a hardcore Panthers fan because we've been following their journey for the last 3-4 years now in depth more than we normally have. But hockey, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. The league and the players and the teams and all. I just found out where Edmonton was. Do you know where Edmonton is in Canada, bro?
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere, Canada.
Yes.
Yeah, dog. And that's who we're playing.
Basically, that's why they're the Oilers.
In the Stanley Cup final. Yeah, basically. Yeah. But, I say all that to say that I wasn't privy to Igor Shesterkin, dog. And after this series, I think everybody that's a Florida Panthers fan knows. Because, bro, did we pepper and berate that guy with shots?
Over and over.
And he just withstood it over and over and over again.
And to think about it, right? Like, you talk about how well he played, right? And the type of goal that he gave up in the third period to Anton Lundell. It was a knuckle puck. It wasn't like a super fast shot or something like that. No, he got him because, like, I'm sure that puck went from going 90 miles per hour to 60 miles per hour real quick. And if you ever play softball or baseball, you know that shit can change. And it has a big effect on how you see it, right? Or how your eyes can perceive it. So with that go-ahead goal, man, it gave us the belief that it's like, all right, we just have to keep shooting at this guy and we'll get something eventually, And it forced the Rangers to pull him out, right? And play the last 3-4 minutes of that game without a goalie to try to tie it up. And they almost did a couple of times.
Yep.
Because it's like, man, you're talking about, hockey being a tough sport to defend in, but imagine when you got an extra advantage. That's even harder. It's 6 guys out there versus your 5. But luckily, man, Sam Bennett, bro, this dude continues to keep coming up clutch for us. He got an empty netter that ended up becoming the game winner because even after us scoring that, New York still didn't give up. They still kept the 6th man on the ice and they were able to get a goal back in that game. And it finished 3-2.
That last goal right there, that 6-on-5 screwed up one of my parlays. Bro, I was so happy. I was like, all right, we're up 2. And then, just kind of sawed off at the knees, bro. Just kind of cut down.
Yeah. Bro.
But yeah, excellent win in a hostile environment that is New York, bro. Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
To go in there and steal that, which we've been doing. We've been winning playoff games on the road. Handedly, going in there and showing them we're the better team.
And not just on the road, right? Like on the road at tough places. On the road in Tampa. On the road in Boston. On the road in New York, right? Like you're talking about going through some shit and going through some challenges.
Yeah.
This Panthers team has done that, and they've excelled at it, dog. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest difference this year. They've really taken a step up, and the difference between last year's team and this year's team is night and day, dog. And we're talking about a team that made the Stanley Cup Finals. This team is that much better than they were last year because, they're getting contributions from everybody. And heading into Game 6, you needed that. You needed contribution from everybody. And we knew it was going to be a tough game, right? Because obviously it's a closeout game. We're playing at home. The last 2 games we had at home, we lost one of them. And the other one, we had to win in overtime, right? To push that to Game 5. This Game 6 was very physical from the get-go, dog. From the get-go, very physical. And thankfully, bro, Sam, again, bro, continues to show up for his team. And he put us ahead 1-0 in the 19th minute of the first period. And it felt like, I don't want to say that that's the straw that broke the camel's back, right? But it was more like, damn, New York was hoping to get on the board first and give themselves that momentum. It felt like the Panthers had house money to play with after that.
And just, the fact that it was again, that first period was a battle, and he scores with like a minute left.
Yeah.
Like that right there is like the,
extra, that week,
here you go. Like you thought you were gonna get out of here unscathed, bro. Like that's a little cross check right there.
For sure.
To score that late in the period, bro, and like go into your locker room knowing that you're up in the, the game, the game that's gonna decide, the series. Like, come on, man. That's gotta be a great feeling for those guys.
And not only that, right? Like you said, in a home closeout game, you need something to give you momentum. And it gave those boys momentum, and they needed that momentum to come out and play defense. They had to come out here and really take the next 3, 4, 5, 6 big heavyweight type punches that the Rangers were throwing at us in order to keep the game 1-0. And that also meant killing power plays. The Panthers were only allowed 1 goal in the 15 power plays they faced against the Rangers. So people think that this is a highly offensive juggernaut team. It's not. This team is based on difference, and that's why I say it's such a difference from last year to this year, right? Because defense comes first, and they're still being able to score goals, right?
No, and then not just this series killing the power play. We've been killing the power play consistently all playoffs. So it's you can, to your point, it is defensive minded as far as what they're trying to do when they go out there. But one thing I told you in the Boston series, after the Boston series, that pissed me off was losing at home. Those home games. We let New York take 1 at home on us. Mm-hmm. We let them get 1, even though we got 2 over there, so we kind of evened that out. So, I think that, it's anybody, as long as we can continue to secure 1 on the road, the home losses are that less because we know we can win on the road.
Right.
But the thing that concerned me in this series, bro, shorthanded goals from the Rangers.
Yeah, we gave up that 1.
2.
Or 2.
We
Correct.
had 2.
We gave up 2.
We gave up 2 shorthanded goals to the Rangers in this series, dog.
Yeah.
And that kills us, dog. When we're the ones that are, have an extra man on the ice, and then all of a sudden something happens, a breakdown for a team that is defensive. Granted, we have our offensive guys out there trying to score in that power play environment, but, the fact that we had that happen twice to us, Edmonton has a guy by the name of Connor McDavid, which if you don't know about Connor McDavid, dog,
that guy's leading the playoffs.
Look in the dictionary. While you're looking in the dictionary for brick wall, look in the dictionary for problem.
Right, or on fire.
You're gonna find a picture of Connor McDavid next to the word problem because that guy's a problem, bro.
He's a problem,
and he's the type of guy. Look at his first goal he scored last night.
Here's what I would say on the shorties. Right, I think that came on us being too offensively minded, right, where we were pressing to score on those power plays because we had a little bit of a drought. So we're pressing more, and losing that defensive liability that comes with being on a power play. It's not just trying to score the goal, right? You have to find some type of way where you can also play defense, right? But yeah, man, in that third period in Game 6, it was still that defensive battle, and the Panthers were able to keep their head, clear and focused on the job. Vladimir Tarasenko coming through big time for a player that we got mid-season, right, from Chicago. This is a dude, dog, that has a bunch of playoff experience, played on the Rangers team last year, right, in their playoff run, and he had kind of gone missing in this series, right? We were kind of expecting him to be one of the key contributors, and bro, what a perfect way to come on and be a part of the team and really, you know, put us ahead and give us that belief that we can close this game out. And again, we needed to continue to play defense because the Rangers weren't giving up. They still got to go back, right, within the, 3 minutes left in the game remaining, or 2 minutes left in the game remaining.
Yeah, they went back to the extra man. They pulled Igor,
extra man,
and they scored again and screwed up yet another one of my parlays.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
There's a reason. You guys. Some people ask, why don't you guys do gambling advice? There's a reason for it.
At it.
There's a reason for it.
That app gets suspended from my phone every 3-4 months. That's
easily.
Just you gotta be like, goodbye, I'm done with you for now. You know, but now that we're back on in the finals, it's like, all right, welcome back.
Well, we got one series left, and then it's a dog days of summer.
Right. And for real, dog days of summer. But look, you know, you mentioned the Oilers. This is a team that's used to being the underdogs. They've been the underdogs this entire playoff run.
No, it's all good. You're gonna have to put the password. Don't even worry about it for now.
You know, they've been the underdogs the entire playoff run, right? And they're underdogs now, right? They're not favored against the Panthers, rightly so. But they are an offensive juggernaut. You know, you mentioned McDavid.
Connor McDavid, bro, the problem.
He's a big time problem, dog. He's a big time problem.
Going back to what I was trying to say earlier, did you see his goal from the game where they closed it out?
No, I didn't see. I didn't watch. I just saw his scores.
He scored the first goal of the game. If you're watching, go look up that Connor McDavid goal from the closeout game of the Western Conference Finals or whatever. Bro, he takes on the whole team by himself.
Oh, yeah.
By himself.
Nasty.
He scored.
Nasty.
And
look, and they have a bunch of guys who can score, right? You mentioned McDavid. They also have Leon Draisaitl. They have Bouchard, Nugent Hopkins. These are the 4 of the top 5 goal scorers in this playoff run.
Sheesh.
Yeah, you know, the Panthers only really have one there, that guy who, as far as 4 of the 5 points leaders, right? That means goals and assists. Yeah, but that means that those guys are contributing game in, game out, right? Goals, assists, all of that.
That's because we spread it. Like we have everybody all in. Like we're getting guys like Tarasenko and Forsling that are scoring goals for us. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody eats on this team.
On this team, for sure. And I think, look, and you have to respect the Oilers, right? Because look at the path that they took to get to the finals. They took out the former champs, Las Vegas Knights, right, in 5 games.
Good.
In the first round.
Good riddance.
They went all 7 against Vancouver, again, as an underdog, and beat them on the road to advance, right? And then they withstood a battle with Dallas, who's a much better team, one of the teams that were fighting with the Panthers as one of the top teams in the NHL during the regular season, and took care of them in 5-6 games. So, yeah, you know, they end up winning the last 3 games of that series to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. So that's a team that's really feeling themselves, right? And they're looking at it like, bro, we can face whoever. We're not scared of nobody. So the Panthers are really going to have to rely on their defense, right, to shut down their offense, because this is a classic offense versus defense matchup here.
Well, I mean, I hope the saying offense wins games but defense wins championships
for sure
still holds true in 2024.
Yeah, dog. And I think if you're the Panthers, that's what you feel good about, right? That's what you feel good about for sure. You feel good about how your defense has shown up, right? And how, you know, Big Bob is one of the only goalies that is averaging less than two goals or less in a game. That's crazy.
What was the shakiest game this series? It was game...
I think the game they gave up 4 or 5 goals.
I think it was game 2
yeah.
in New York. But that was obviously, you know, we stole one. Right, the first one on the road or whatever.
Like we relaxed a little bit,
and you know they had a chip on their shoulder, so they went off. But besides that, he was solid all series.
Yeah. You can't sleep on the Oilers, right? They had 4th best offense in the NHL, scoring 294 goals this season. That's not nothing to sniff at, right? Panthers weren't even top 5, and they have 2 of the top goal scorers of the playoffs, right? Between Zach Hyman and Leon Draisaitl, like I said earlier. Verhaeghe's right there. You know, he has 9 playoff goals this run. Sam Bennett's right there. He has 6 goals. But it's going to take a collective effort. And I think that's what this championship run has been, right? Like, yo, let's do it as a team. Something that stood out to me that Kachuk said, because he's one of those guys that you're like, yo, where are the stats? It's not the stats. It's everything else he's doing, right? It's whose face he's getting, who's he standing up for. It's the blocks that he's making. It's the passes that he's making, right? And the guys around him being able to get a chance to shine. So sometimes you got to have an impact in different ways. Aaron Ekblad is another dude who's not necessarily in front of the media and cameras and stuff like that, but this dude is putting in the work to allow the guys around him to be great. I think the Panthers are focused on that mission as doing it as a team, right? Which is why as a team they didn't really want to touch the trophy that they won. But I think that that's the mentality that they have going into the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's do this as a team. Let's stay focused on the job. We took care of all of our business, but this is what we came for. Now we get a chance to shine. It just sucks that we have to wait until fucking Saturday for game one.
Yeah, there's an extended break in the NBA and the Stanley Cup Final.
Jeez, Louise,
I don't know why, but it's going to be an exciting week or two coming up here.
For sure. Now,
Saturday puck drops at what, 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock. Game
in Florida, we have home ice.
In Florida. Now that we know that, right? Sunrise. Amaranth Stadium. We both have the Panthers winning, right? Because we think that they're...
No, I'm taking Edmonton.
Yeah, right.
Come on,
we're both, confident that this is their year to lift the Stanley Cup, right? And really put the fucking stamp on this project that has started when Bill Zito got here, right?
Bill Zito.
How many games?
How many games? No, this is going to go 7, dog.
You think?
I think this is going to be the 7-gamer for us.
Damn, Woody, can I tell you something?
Well, you think we take these guys in 5?
I really do think
I figured you were going to go with the gentleman sweep.
Because I think that these dudes are just not playing. They're not messing around. They know how good Edmonton is. They don't care about the stats. They don't care about how much they're favored about. They're out there to beat those guys every second of every minute of every period of every fucking game.
That would be some shit, bro. If we go, that would mean that we have to take 2 over there.
Just one?
No, just one.
And
so win both at home, steal one on the road, and come back home and win it and close it out. Game 5.
Let's win those first 3 games. They fight back in battle for game 4. We come through and win. Lord standing here at the crib for everybody to see.
I prefer that.
Let's do it.
I prefer that, but I think it's going to go 7.
It could go 7. It could go 7 because that's how good Edmonton is, right? Like, let's not downplay those guys at all. We know that that's how good they are, man. I'm just excited about the finals, bro, and I'm glad that we're
yeah. It's, just to be clear, it's the Stanley Cup Final.
I know.
And then it's the NBA Finals.
Which is weird.
I don't know why.
That's so stupid. That's so stupid. Get it together, sports.
We just got to, we didn't make the rules. We're just...
We're going by them.
We're going by them. Let's go Panthers, man.
Let's go Panthers, bro. Get that in 5, man. And hopefully you guys get some money on the Hard Rock and take them in 5. I'm sure that's a good betting.
Straight bets only.
Straight bets only. Money line. Let's talk a little bit about the Marlins and the honorable mentions, bro.
Okay.
We kind of jinxed them.
Yeah.
That's what happens when we show those guys some love here on the fucking Sports with SoSo.
They rip our hearts out, man.
They rip our hearts. It's just like, oh shit, people are watching us now, boys. Back at it.
While the Panthers were handling the Rangers,
the Rangers were taking care of
the Marlins were getting their ass dragged by the MLB Rangers.
Yeah, for sure.
Which are the defending champs.
Yeah, and it sucks that the Marlins have lost 4 of their last 6 games. Because the last time we talked about it, we see that they're slowly progressing. And this season is honestly going to be the roller coaster for the fish, right? We're going to see the little ups, we're going to see the big downs, and we're going to climb back up a little bit. But I think it's an interesting ride because of the young talent that we have. You know what I'm saying? And I'm interested to see who sticks around after the All-Star break, right? We already saw Luis Arias bounce,
and there's rumors about us trading. Was it Luzardo or
Luzardo is definitely being talked about. Berger, I think, was being talked about. Jazz is being mentioned. You know what I mean? Like, they're calling. Teams are calling. And you can't fault that other team for calling because it shows that we do have some talent here. But it's just we're still lacking in that. Not slacking, but definitely lacking in that pitching department. I don't think that anybody has taken the reins like we would have hoped, which kind of sucks, man, because, there's plenty of opportunities. There's plenty of opportunities to be had here on the Marlins as far as the pitching staff goes. So to see nobody really take a good run at it yet, kind of a little bit disappointing, in my opinion. I don't know.
I agree. I went to the game on Saturday, bro. You want to talk about disappointing?
Cool giveaway, though.
Which one?
The Flanagan's Cup with the hat and the jersey?
No, so if you bought a certain ticket, you got a Flanagan's jersey.
Right.
You had to buy a certain ticket. But then I think no matter what, they were giving away the cup. The cup is cool. The cup has...
The Marlins hat.
He has the Marlins hat on,
yeah.
Yeah,
that shit's cool, man. They got to keep doing stuff like that, bro. The 4-for-4.
Yeah, no, the stadium was packed because of it.
Yeah, of course.
There was so many people there because of that promotion, which...
Right.
It's smart. Flanagan's, South Florida, classic. Staple. It's a staple. People want that jersey. There's everybody Bro, as soon as they got it, it was like it was on. Like
Everybody
they were putting
was
it on.
wearing it. Dog,
Part
all
of
the
it.
pictures.
Yeah, bro. So that they enjoy, they like it, they like representing it. That's what they need to do until the product on the field is better. Because 7-zip is not what people are going to watch.
Bro, and look, man, they won't even watch it on the TV, right? Because they're starting a West Coast spring game now, little road trip, and it's like, man, if I'm gonna watch you guys or have you on at 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, coño, make it worthwhile. Right?
What are we doing?
But again, I think that relies on the pitching. That relies on the pitching. No, we don't get good pitching. Yeah, we're bound to give up 5 runs per game. No doubt. No doubt. There's only so much you can do defensively, right? When you're getting hit after hit after hit after hit.
Yeah.
Let's see, Marlins. We're going to stop talking about you guys for a little bit. Give you guys a chance to get your breath back, right? And,
little breather.
We'll be watching, though. We'll be watching. I wanted to ask you, bro. Did you get a chance to watch UFC 302 this weekend?
I did not, but I saw some of the fights as far as the results and stuff like that. Talk to me though. What's up,
bro? I went to Twitter. Obviously, I'm watching the fights, and I'm going to Twitter to get like some of the feedback. X, same shit. It's Twitter for me, dog. I'm from that generation.
I'm busting your balls.
Sorry. And I'm on there. I'm on X, right? Reading the comments, and I felt like the card disappointed a little bit. Right, because of the way that some of the fights went, right? I think that the only thing that really got people excited was the Holland fight, right? Because he broke the dude's arm. The dude did not give up. He was not going to give up.
And then Holland went up to Trump.
Yeah. And it was cool. Trump showing him some love.
Yeah,
and stuff
it
like
was
that.
interesting.
Very interesting, right? And the way he gave him a dab, too. It felt like a homie dab. So I was like, dog. How many people have this guy met like this? You know what I mean? So like,
bro, they love Trump in the UFC, bro.
It's so weird.
It's wild. Like whenever he goes,
weird. And I think that Joe, what's his face?
Dana White,
bro. I think he does. By now he's doing it like, yeah, they may be cool, they may be friends, but by now he's like, fuck this. I'm bringing this guy every chance I get.
Nah, I mean, if Trump wants to go, it's like, why not have him?
Get out of here. Even if he doesn't want to go, like, hey, you want to slide? You sure you don't want to slide? Pull up.
Good for the ratings.
Pull up.
For the pay-per-view.
It's great for the ratings. People going nuts. People going crazy, like cheering, talking about it, tweeting about it.
Yeah, but yeah, I saw
about it.
That was one of the things I saw was Kevin Holland breaking his opponent's
the dude's arm, man. Yeah. That was probably the best part of the night.
But you're saying there wasn't any crazy, exciting knockout or decisive victory?
Nothing. There was one in the prelims, but I'm like, all right, cool. Those guys are hungry, right? Those guys are fighting. You really look for that action in the main card, right? And you didn't really get that.
The Sean Strickland fight went to decision, right?
Whack. He won unanimous decision, but it's still whack in my opinion because those guys, in my opinion, those guys should be looking to knock each other out,
right?
And do that Max Holloway and be like, yo, let's put on a show here because
Strickland's
we're the big dudes. We're the big dudes, right? The next fight, which is the main event card, that probably promises more knockout capability than the one that Sean Strickland and Paulo Costa went through,
right?
And look, let's talk about Makhachev and Dustin Poirier now, right? Obviously, that was Makhachev's hardest test yet in the UFC because Dustin did a great job of defending his takedown attempts over and over again. Multiple guillotine attempts, multiple arm bars, multiple chokes, and just went through it. And every time he would get through it and he would face him up, he would make Makhachev feel a little bit uncomfortable. The only crazy part is that, Makhachev is like really strong. Really, really strong.
Yeah, they all are.
Yeah, let's not, but that dude in specific is really strong because there are some times, dog, where like Dustin is trying to get out of the hold or whatever, and he's just fucking grabbing him with one arm, dog. And I'm like, bro, you know what it is to like, it's not like DP's weak, right? This dude has wrestled a million guys much stronger than this guy, probably bigger than him. And for the fact that he can't get out of that, just shows you what type of strength that dude has. But Dustin did a lot of damage. A lot of damage, and he was hitting him with some big shots, but just goes to show you how much heart Makhachev has, right? That he really ate a lot of those punches, which would have folded 90% of the dudes on the other receiving end,
Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about it. That was the way that Poirier was going to have to win it, was knocking him out. And, bro, when that guy's got a jaw that's unbreakable, bro. It's impossible.
It's crazy.
It takes so much damage, and then he just keeps pressing and coming forward, bro.
Yeah.
That's a problem for him. I saw Dustin Poirier kind of semi-retired after the fight too.
He's just wondering, like what's next, right? He's had 3 title shots, hasn't got none of them, which sucks because he's probably the best fighter that hasn't won a title in his division. But when When the guy at the top of the hill is Makachev, good luck. And it's getting easier for him to defend his belt, right? Because now Makachev's talking about going up in class to try to get another belt. You know what I mean? So he feels like he's accomplished as much as you can in the lightweight division. So imagine seeing that dude jump up a division to be a double champ, right? And look, the way that he finished Dustin shows you that he has all types of game. He can knock people out. He can choke people out. He can withstand the battle. If you want to go to war, if you don't want to go to war, this dude's just going to end up with the victory no matter what.
It's just, I just think it's the ground, bro. That's what separates those guys. Yeah. Like, they're learning. They've learned how to strike and like kind of wear you out standing up, but their goal is to take you to the ground, bro, and just ground and pound you and choke you out.
Yeah,
and all those guys know how to do it, bro.
It's effective,
very well at a high level. It's crazy.
And look, he even beat Khabib's winning streak. 14 straight. Khabib had
that's because Khabib retired too early,
retired,
dog.
Hey, dog. You can look at your mentor and be like, I'm carrying that torch.
Yeah, yeah, of course, he's his protege, but
right?
It's like, damn, dog. Like Khabib would have done so much, bro. Like. It's just that who else would have Khabib fight? He would have had to fight his protege at some point. It would have been wild.
100%.
Makachev and Khabib.
We're for sure going to see more fireworks in BKFC 62, than we did in 302.
That's a lock. We're going to see knockouts, lockout, knockout.
And all of that, and in between. Let's wrap up the show with a little bit of Dolphins news. We're getting closer to football season. We got some exciting news for you guys for OnlyFans too. This year is going to be dope. Jalen Waddle, bro, signed a 3-year extension, $84.75 million cash.
Good payday.
Cemented himself, in my opinion, as the main wide receiver next to Tyreek Hill. Not behind Tyreek Hill, next to Tyreek Hill. My question for you is, do you think that this is obviously the smartest move the Dolphins could have done, or do you think that we could have waited to see what happens after this year?
No, I think this is the right play, bro. I think you gotta give Waddle his money, bro. Like what he's contributed to start his career with the Dolphins, that's a guy you want around. Like, yeah, he's had a couple of issues with injuries, but he's still young enough where he's gonna be able to bounce back if we do the right thing around him. So absolutely, why not lock that in? And then especially after seeing what Justin Jefferson signed for today, it's
crazy.
We got a deal. Like, I know Waddle's not Justin Jefferson. Don't get me wrong. Sure. But we're going to get production off of him, and potentially after Tyreek Hill, that post-Dolphins era for Tyreek Hill, who knows? Maybe Waddle becomes that number one for us. Yeah,
I think that's the line that I'm walking right now, right? It's like, dog, this is a guy who's clearly proven himself to be the next quote-unquote man, the guy, quote-unquote the guy. That's going to be Jalen Waddle. Because of his ability to produce, even being next to a world-class wide receiver, Hall of Famer in Tyreek Hill, and still being the guy who says, yeah, I'm going to get 20% less looks, 30% less looks, but when I get mine, I'm getting mine.
Right.
This guy's the first Dolphin ever to have 3 straight years of 1,000 yards receiving. Like, that's big, right? Because he came in as a rookie, did it, back-to-back, his second year, we got Tyreek Hill, and it's like, well, how are we going to get this offense rolling? Boom, does it again, and now this past year,
a little bit of a regression last year, but still produced when he was out there, and he missed showed what he can do. Yeah, because of injuries.
You know what I mean? So that's the one little knock, right? But if you look at that, man, and how the season is now a longer marathon, right? We're talking about 17 games now. Bro, to get a guy to play 17 games as a wide receiver, that's going to be tough. Especially at that number 1A, number 1B position, right? Because those guys are just going to be active and on the field all the time, right? So they may run into injuries here and there.
Yeah.
But still, he's produced, and I think that he's definitely one of the best young wide receivers in the game. Like, if you're talking about top 5 young receivers under a certain age, you got to put Waddle in there, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. The other one that rumor that's going around is rumors of Tua possibly signing an extension this summer.
I kind of hope it gets done, bro. And here's why, right? Because although we know Tua's not top 3, maybe, top 3 best quarterbacks, right? Top 5 arms, top 10 arms, whatever. What he's proven is that he can win games in a system that's surrounded with talent. If I don't have to be the best player on the team, this team is going to go far, right? And that's what we've seen. When we put these weapons around him and provide him with talent, right? He's an above average quarterback. and that probably rings true for a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL, right? Thankfully, the Dolphins have done a good job of providing him with talent. We got Hill, we got Water on as wide receivers. We added a good receiving tight end who can also block, and then we have a hell of a fucking running game in the backfield to help ease the pain on his workload, right? And then on top of that, you mix in a top 5, top 10 defense. That's a recipe for success for any quarterback. So that's why I feel comfortable with giving him the extension and saying, man, instead of banking on us finding a quarterback in the draft or having one of these, disgruntled quarterbacks get kicked off a team or whatever and look for a trade, we're talking about the 5%, 1% chance. What we have is proven ability to win games, right? A lot of that has to do with the coach, right, and his style of play. But I think that the longer Tua stays in a system like this, surrounded by talent like this, he's gonna get better and better and better, And the main thing was his availability,
right?
And he was extremely available.
Very healthy this past season. The days of the concussion talks are kind of behind. But I want to know your thoughts on his latest hairstyle.
Bro, it looks weird as hell. Somebody said he looks like a character from Moana, and I was like, damn, they got his ass, dog.
With the Jerry curl?
Yeah, dog.
He got the Samoan Jerry curl going on?
Like, it's too Hawaiian. If that's such a thing, it's too Hawaiian. You know what I'm saying?
Why do people trip over shit like that,
it's dog? It's not, dog, but it's just like, we know you're not a bra. You know what I mean? Like, dog, like, you're a well-spoken kid. Like,
he also lost weight, it looks like.
He did lose a little bit slimmer. He looks a little bit
smaller.
Yes. But I think that just does with learning. Dog. Learning your body, learning how to be an NFL pro, learning what works best for you as a quarterback. You know what I mean? Probably he felt a little bit slower at that weight. Yeah, it helped him. And he's figured, all right, I don't need to be at this maximum weight. I could probably be 5-10 pounds under that. You know what I mean? And still be able to perform and feel good. But yeah, man, I think that the team is shaping out, right, to be a team that's a serious contender this year. Obviously, we still might dabble in that veteran market. There's a lot of veterans still unsigned, right, to see what type of pieces we add to the roster. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I think that the rookie class is really going to come through for us this year. I'm banking on it. Realistically, I'm banking on it. But yeah, football season, bro, is almost here. Dolphins, bro, keeping us alive.
Less than 4 months at this point till football season officially kicks off.
Yeah, bro. Before you know, it's on and popping.
It's on and
popping. We got to start scheduling those OnlyFans appearances.
I can't wait, man. It's going to be a good season, hopefully.
Man. Yeah, man. And hopefully you guys continue to join us for the ride on OnlyFans every football season. We'll bring it to you after Dolphins games. Make sure to check that out on our YouTube channel, Sports with SoSo, because that's where you got to be able to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
To tell another friend.
Tell everybody they know.
To tell everybody they know about this amazing podcast or show and what we got going on for you. We got a lot of new exciting things that we're going to bring to you in the next couple of months. So the best way to keep up with that is by continuing to hit the like button, dropping comments to let us know what you guys think, and more importantly, hit the notification button so you guys get notified when we drop videos just like this. Until next time,
peace.